Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous, with me, Bring It On. So it's come to my attention that the solution to the puzzle from last episode is right here, in the northwest corner of this long room. So if you're looking for the easy solution, there you go.
Focus on the goal.
We don't do things the easy way here, though. I've been brute forcing my way through games for over 20 years. And I'm not going to stop now. I spent way too long developing and honing that skill. Also, I'm going to pre-buff here because I guarantee the boss is in this room. And if it's not, I will eat my hat.
No reason to pause.
And while I don't know what this ring does, I don't think it can hurt to have equipped, so let's go ahead and slap that on. This has bark skin up for almost 6 minutes. Caster level 3, so this will last 3 minutes. Go ahead and pop that. Give her some constitution since we're going to enlarge her as well. Need more hit points since we're reducing her armor class a bit. But assuming that the boss is evil, she's going to smite it, and we want her to hit as hard as possible. So enlarging her is the best choice. Let's pop bless. Probably do prayer once we're in combat to debuff the enemy. I think that's all the buffs that I have. We can probably reduce person her. It's gonna mess with her damage though, because she doesn't have dex to damage yet. She just has dex to hit. I think she'll be okay though. Alright. Let's see what awaits us. Praise Iomade. Here you are, huddled together like a herd of animals. Pitiful monsters, not human or demon. Even tieflings are less defective than you. But I, your master Savamilek, can make you better, stronger. I can satisfy your hunger, starvelings of the dark. Submit to me. No, we're the descendants of crusaders. Trusting a demon would be a betrayal of their memory. Oscilla. Well, who is the next descendant of crusaders who values old legends more than their life? Beasts, monsters in human guise. Reveal your true nature. This is the sweet, wholesome flesh of a righteous Aasimar. Eat, underground crusaders. Eat the flesh of the crusader from above. Find your true strength. You rush at the demon, but the air seems to grow thicker with every step. Feel like you're watching from underwater as you see the mongrels fall to their knees one after another and crawl to the Aasimar's body. You hear their fangs tearing through the flesh. You hear the sloshing of blood. You hear the former mongrels snarl like animals, fighting over the most tender and juicy bits of meat. Your companions writhe in agony. One clutches at their head, another doubles over. You feel saliva pull in your mouth. The metallic tang awakens hunger in you. The hunger turns to rage. This winged filth dares to try to bind you to its will. It dares to tempt you with the sweet scent of meat, untainted by corruption. The wretch must die. Die. But still the clarity remains with you. Somewhere deep down, beneath the veil of rage and anger, you sense the light trying to break through. Sees the light hidden within you. By sheer force of will, you master your rage, and almost in response, warmth suffuses you from within. Warmth and joy from a simple realization. You can win. You can save these people. The power of heaven bolsters and guides you. Its light breaks free, and enveloping the mongrels grants them the gift of blissful oblivion. Lowering your gaze, you see a scarlet stain on your chest. The wound has reopened. Instead of blood pouring forth, you see only radiant light. Suck on that, you big nerd. The demon convulses in pain when the light reaches him. What are you? Destroy this vermin. Wasilla points at you. He's already wounded. Wendawag. Kill. Wait, Wendawag? Where's she at? Wendawag silently emerges from the shadows. I'm no longer your slave, Wasilla, but I will gladly kill anyone who pokes their nose in where it doesn't belong. So, okay, so depending on my choice, I guess we have to fight either Wendawag or Land here. Well, that sucks. So maybe we get a chance to recruit her later.
By the darkness.
Let's try this way.
Alright, so we're gonna rush her down. She has a glaive, we're gonna reduce her attack, I think.
Did you see that?
Let's go ahead and smite her as well. Well, she's almost down. Amani Savamelek, your faithful servant invokes you now. Demons, protect your mistress.
Our victory is certain.
I'll cut you wide open.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Now let's reduce her attack as well.
This was not part of the plan.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
They both feared? That's annoying.
You won't survive me.
The spirits demand your blood.
Let's go ahead and smite this thing.
So this is how it feels.
Now she's down. This isn't going great.
The light. Take you.
Alright, it's going a little better now.
Is this a mock fight?
Just a single crit.
Well, are you going to finish me off? It's not exactly unexpected.
The wounded Wendawag looks up at you.
What else are we supposed to do with you? You're not just a traitor, you're a monster. The young ones believed you, and you lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh.
Land turns to her, his face twisted in fury. The lizard half is snarling, the eye narrowed.
I was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by example. I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life. And I will do it. I might be the one to bring our whole tribe to the surface. But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
I went through the same ritual as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats.
Inspect the wound on your chest. The bleeding deep wound on your chest is gone, like it was never there in the first place. The skin is totally smooth and unmarred.
It's gone. It was just there, and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
Sighing loudly, Lan whispers.
If he had been marked by the abyss, do you think some nobody priests will be able to help? No, the demons have branded this uplander. And judging by the smell of his blood pouring from his chest, the demons will be able to find him wherever he goes. And they'll find you too, Lan.
Wendwag smirks and holds Lan in her searing, scornful gaze. And the huntress permits herself an indolent, gloating smile. Her sharp fangs glint menacingly in the gloom. So you've been serving Saval Melek this whole time.
Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered, and I follow whomever is the strongest.
I thought you were better than that. I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little bit stronger than you. You're not a mongrel. You're a cave slug. You have no understanding of the meaning of family or tribe.
Lan looks at Wendwag in disgust.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you. So I acted in a way that pleased you.
Wendwag laughs. So I was wondering, she didn't really act evil when we first met her, but she's considered neutral evil. This explains it. Why didn't you try to stop us from going inside the maze? You knew we might uncover your secret.
Savamelek is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you'd gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
Wendwag burst into laughter.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplanders showed up and I had to change my plans.
You said you went through the same ritual. Does that mean you ate human flesh too?
Yes. Hosilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry. And she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live, and gain the power to change everything. Savamelek tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way.
Wendwag holds your gaze. Then Wendwag laughs.
Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
You should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
Lan looks at her in disgust.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lan. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
A predatory gleam appears in Wendwag's eyes.
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wendwag.
What did your service to Hosilla entail?
It was simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young Neathers easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in? So when Lan ran off looking for the Angel's sword, I went after him. Not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Nithom. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
You sicken me.
So I feel like if I have Wendoag join me, Lan's gonna leave. So let's see. Join me, Wendoag.
Oh no. You need idiots like Lan. Do-gooders like that nice lady in her nice armor. It makes you weak. And I don't follow weak people.
We just beat you and your master. I think we're weak. Also, Lan one-shot you. So I'm glad he's the one that got the hit on her to finish her off.
The lady in the nice armor already beat you down once, and she'll do it again. You can be sure of that.
Yeah, right on, Seela.
I understand why you're with them. First, you went along with Lan, a fool and a dreamer, by showing Sol the light of heaven. Then you interrupted the ritual with your so-called holy light, not even considering what that would lead to. Weak-willed fools always flock together.
Oh, so you think we're weak, Wenduog? Tell me, which of us is crawling in the dirt right now? Sucking up to strong people hasn't turned you into a conqueror. It's turned you into a pathetic piece of trash.
The final gong hasn't struck yet, Lan. But when it does, you'll regret being such a gullible fool.
I wonder if we're sparing her if we can recruit her later. I doubt it. You know what? Yeah, you won't betray anyone again.
You're all bark and no bite. Farewell, Uplander. Next time I won't spare you.
Wendoag leaps back with surprising speed.
She's gone. But next time, she won't get away. Damn it, Wendu. Why'd you have to go and... Anyway, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll bring the chief and the rest. I need to clear my head.
Lan takes a breath. A chief soul appears flanked by mongrels. The journey has taken its toll on him. His breath is labored. The sweat is dripping from his bloated face. What's ish? Nevia gives a low whistle. Well, I'll be damned. Turns out Old Holrun isn't as crazy as we all thought. There really were demons down here. I should have listened and sent a patrol down here. Darn it. Orgus's lip curls in distaste, and he tries to keep his distance from the unconscious mongrels. You said you're in charge of reconnaissance for the Eagle Watch in Evia. How could you miss a nest of demons beneath Canabras? And Evia sighs. Yeah, right. Like it wasn't enough that I sniffed after every darn shadow in the city. Everybody knows the stories about the demons living beneath the streets of Canabras. Those tales are as old as the Crusades themselves. I messed up. But you fixed my mistake, so thanks. And Evia, how's the leg? Evia winces slightly but forces a smile. Better than yesterday. Worse than the day before. I'm not gonna die. Don't worry. You need to look after the young mongrels. I don't know what they'll be like when they come to, but look after them, Chief. They went through something horrific today. Not everybody is capable of enduring something like that. It will change them forever. As long as they can hunt, the rest can wait. Uplander, and you, Lan, you saved them. Only the gods can salvage their souls. We're a tribe. We'll think of something. And when they're stronger, they can go up to the surface. Time has come. This place must be burned with holy flame. The place is overrun with demons, but that's not the worst part. Wenduag, who's been working for the demons all this time, luring the young, strong mongrels into the maze. He nods at the unconscious mongrels. You might still be able to save these ones. But they can't get any stupider, that's for sure. They might be meaner than they were before. I suppose all teenagers are monsters in their own way. Soul laughs, but it comes out as a rasp. Ah, Lan. We don't waste words on people who don't listen to the tribe. You act the fool, you suffer the consequences. Soul gives a ragged sigh. Wendewug, how could she? She deceived them, then she left. What's become of us? Chin up, Chief. The kids you rescued are safe now. The demons are gone, and the traitor's been dealt with. All's well that ends well, I say. Well, it's time to get out of here. Chief, I think I'm going to lead our visitors to the surface. And I'm going to keep going. Something interesting is happening out there in the world. Maybe it's my chance to do something more useful than skinning cave rats. Soul heaves a sigh. You never were one of us. You always looked up. You think I don't see these things? Our life is not for you. You must go. But where? Where is the way out? Beats me, but these beasts got down here somehow. Lan searches Hosilla's body and shows you some papers and a key. I don't know what these documents are. I'm sure this key will come in handy. Nevia's eyes quickly skim over the letter. She passes it to you. Those cheeky sons of... This is all the information on the cultists in the city. Their meeting places, passwords, their secret hideouts. I think we should show this to whoever's in charge of Canabras right now. As soon as we get back to the surface, we'll find out what's what. Alright, so we got the cultist dispatch. Savamalek, this is my last warning. You need to act discreetly, without attracting any more attention than you already have. People are already talking about the strange disappearances of Canabras' most righteous men. Keep below ground, nurture your mongrel pets, and wait patiently. The call to battle will soon come, and it will sound loud and clear, even down there in the catacombs. Gather your warriors immediately after that, bring them to the surface, and lead them to the Tower of Astrod. This tower will be my final dagger, and I shall plunge it into the guts of Canabras. Our vicious servant, Faxon, made the tower his base of operations several months ago, taking command over the Templar forces in Canabras while the Grand Master was distracted by other matters. Faxon has already gathered a stash of weapons, potions, and other useful supplies, which he'll gladly share with you if needed. If he behaves himself, you two should combine your forces. If not, just take his stupid little head off his shoulders and take command yourself. Mistress Monago. That explains how Radiance got down here. If the person in charge of the tower is a bad guy. There's Dyra. Let's trade. I don't think I need to keep any of this. Should all be junk. Don't want to get rid... Well, we can get rid of this. Because Radiance is a cold iron longsword as well. Alright, so where is that quiver at? Give that to Lan. There we go. Perfect. Alright, well I think that's everything we can do. Let's talk to everybody real fast if they have anything new to say. At last we're getting out of these filthy caves. Don't forget you owe me 2,000 gold. How about it? Want to head up? People are probably worrying about me up there. Best of luck. When the time comes, we will follow.
I'll go ahead.
Should probably heal up. Still on my way back there. Alright, let's have him run all over here real fast. As a horse, I don't think it'll take him that long. I wonder if we can leave without him, or if it's going to make
I
us
know the
wait for
way.
him to get here before we can dip out. Like we can get to that side either. Alright, let's just see if we can leave. Nope, gotta wait on the horse.
Know what to do.
I don't mind if he wanted to gallop instead of just trotting all the way to the exit.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Canabris are trying to defend the Wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
The surface, finally. I miss the fresh air so much. Oh, we're all at full health too.
Time's not waiting.
Alright, let's just make sure there's nothing hidden over here. The steep rift leads to the catacombs under the city, where the mongrels live. So just a regular long spear.
Follow my lead.
Let's quick save before we go up.
We will win.
The half-orc before you, wearing armor adorned with Iomede's golden swords, is clearly exhausted. She obviously hasn't gotten much sleep over the last few days. There's soot in her face and fresh blood on her sword. Her hazel eyes are hard and focused, and her firm voice sounds accustomed to giving orders. She sizes you up, surprised, judging whether you're a friend or foe, and opens her mouth to ask you something, but freezes when she spots an Evia.
By the goddess, Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. I'm here. This here's a new friend. He rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without him, we'd never have made it out.
Evia strokes Erebeth's head, whispers something in her ear, then stands back and points at you.
Let me introduce you to my wife, Erebeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
She turns to you.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canabris. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anevia out of there.
The half-orc nods, then her stern voice grows a little softer. Where are we?
The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
What is the target of this battle?
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the Wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Wardstone is and how important it is to the Crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canabris will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world. I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
I have important information about the location of a cultist den.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison.
We met some mongrels who live beneath Canabras. This is land.
Most people in Canabras think that the children of the First Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
Surprise steals across Airbeth's face, but it quickly gives way to respect.
Come on, living legend? A walking folktale, maybe? I just need to make sure I don't turn into a running joke.
What's the situation in the city?
The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the Dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
More like the first few seconds. Airbeth slowly drags her hand over her face.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabras.
Tell me about the Wardstone. Why is it so important?
The Wardstones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the celestial armies. The Wardstones keep the world wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabras obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the abyss.
How did the Wardstone end up in the Grey Garrison?
The demons have long laid siege to Canabras, but this time, their lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the Wardstone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost, yet. Dascari has gone, but the Wardstone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
But how did he do that? He's a demon! The Wardstone should have burned his filthy hide!
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why.
Let's not waste any time. To battle.
That's the spirit. You, take Anavia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
Airbeth turns to one of her fighters.
That stupid locust. I'm not prepared for this.
You hear labored breathing interspersed with disgruntled muttering. Orgus is holding his rapier hilt in a white-knuckled grip. A bead of sweat trickles down from his temple.
Lord Horgus Gwyrm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Canabras can be said to be safe right now.
That's right. Fighting spirit is the one thing that we've got plenty of. Actual fighting power, that's not so great. Fighting know-how, even worse. But fighting spirit, at least we're rich in that.
The crooked smile, Len plucks at his bowstring to test the tension in it, then lowers his voice.
For Iomedae! For the Queen! Kill the beast!
Airbeth raises her blade, and the soldiers, inspired by her cry, rush into battle with renewed vigor. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here. In the next one, we will charge into battle with Airbeth and her soldiers. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.